Good morning, students. We'll start our study with the study of northern plain. We have studied about the Himalayas. Now we'll study about the northern plains. Northern plains has been formed by the interplay of the three major river systems. These plains are made by the deposits carried down by the three river system. These are the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. It means these three rivers and the tributaries of these rivers brought down a lot of soil from the mountain, and due to the deposition of that soil the northern plain has been formed. All these rivers flow in different parts of the northern plain. This plain is formed of alluvial soil. The deposition of alluvial in a vast basin lying at the foothills of Himalayas over millions of years. This deposition is being done in the foothills of Himalayas from millions of years by these three rivers. And this deposition made it a very fertile plain. This plain spreads over an area of 7 lakh square kilometer. This plain, being about 2,400 kilometer long and 240 to 320 kilometer broad. The stretch of the plain is 2,400 kilometer in length, and in breadth it is 240 to 320 kilometer in different areas. And it is a densely populated area because here the soil is rich with nutrients and it is a very fertile soil, so a lot of people live in this area, and most of the people in this area are engaged in agricultural activities. Secondly, because this area is surrounded by the rivers from all sides, so there is adequate water supply in this area, as well as there is a favorable climate. So this area is agriculturally it is the most productive area in India. The rivers coming from northern mountain are involved in deposition work in the lower course due to the gentle slope. Why do they deposit? Because there is a very gentle slope in this region. This is the lower course of Himalaya or the mountain, so there is a very gentle slope, and due to that gentle slope, and in some area it is a flat region, so the soil deposited here, the velocity of river decreases, which results in formation of riverine islands. Due to the gentle slope, the velocity of river, the speed of river decreases, and due to that the riverine islands formed. The rivers in their lower course split into numerous channels due to the deposition of silt. As it goes further, the silt deposited, and due to that silt these rivers distributed into many different channels. These channels are known as distributaries, and these are called the distributaries. The northern plain is broadly divided into three sections. We can divide the northern plain into three sections. The western part of northern plain is referred to as Punjab plains, formed by Indus and its tributaries. This area, which is we known as the state of Punjab, most of the part of this region area is under Pakistan. This area is made up by river Indus and its tributaries. This is the western part of northern plain the Punjab plain. The rivers which flow in this area are called Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bass and Satluj. All these rivers originate from Himalayas. And this section, it is most part of this section is lying between two rivers, and because it is lying between two rivers, so it is called Doab. And as five rivers flows in this region, it is called Punjab. Now we come in a bit eastern side, that there we have the Ganga plain. It extends between Ghagra and Tista river. It is spread over the state of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, part of Jharkhand and West Bengal, and it ends in the east, particularly in Assam, where the Brahmaputra plain lies. The northern plain are generally described as flat land with no variation in its relief. The height of this area is roundabout same. But it is not true. This vast plain also have diverse relief feature. It means the height of all the areas are different, but there is not a big difference in the heights. The northern plain can be divided into four regions. The rivers, after descending from mountains, deposit pebbles in a narrow belt about 8 to 16 km in width, lying parallel to the slope of the Shivaliks. When this northern plain starts at the end of the Shivalik mountain, from first 8 to 16 km, the rivers deposited pebbles, very small stones. These pebbles, this soil is called Bhabar. All the streams disappeared in Bhabar belt. South on this belt, when we come down from this area, the streams and the rivers re-emerge and create a wet, swampy and marshy region known as Tarai. In the Bhabar region, the rivers or the streams of the rivers disappears, and as we go further south, the rivers and the streams re-emerge, and here they create a marshy region that is called Tarai. This was a thickly forested region full of wildlife. This area is thickly forested. It means there are a lot of forest in this area, and a lot of wildlife is there. The forests have been cleared to create agricultural land and to settle migrants from Pakistan after partition. In this area, a lot of forests were cut down, and this area is used for agriculture and to settle down the migrants which came to India from Pakistan after partition. A famous National Park, Dudhwa National Park, lies in this region. The largest part of the northern plain is formed of older alluvial soil. They lie above the floodplains of the rivers and present a terrace-like feature. This part is known as Bangar. This is the olden alluvial soil which gives a terrace-like feature to the plain area. The soil in the region contains calcareous deposits locally known as kankar. In this area, the soil has the deposits which is known as by the name kankar. The newer younger deposits of the floodplain are called khadar, and the newer deposit in this plain are known as khadar. They are renewed almost every year and are fertile, thus ideal for intensive agriculture. These khaddar are renewed every year by the flood. Every year they have the new deposits in this area, so this area is very much fertile and ideal for intensive agriculture. Now we'll talk about the peninsular plateau in the next video. Thank you.